And then there's another one that says God hates aliens, man. The exact same way that you have those people that are out there protesting against soldiers' memorials and funerals. And obviously they have, choice words that are kind of similar to that, man. Another one says, this is our world, not yours. And then something says aliens or something. I don't know what it says after that. Another one says when invasion, something, reality. I can't read the rest of that. Tell us the truth about aliens. Earth belongs to humans. And these guys are just pure anti-Superman. And it's fascinating, man. It really is fascinating. There's actually a guy that has a alien head, like a Roswell alien head, something off the X-Files. And he's actually, has it on a stick, man, and it's really, really frightening stuff, almost like burn him at the stake, man. Now, Superman, we get the first shot of his new suit, okay? And what I'm going to show is behind me, if I can see, yeah, that's the old suit right there, okay? And now we have this new suit, and I can't wait to add this to the collection just to kind of have them right next to each other, side by side. You actually have the brand new bright suit. And he is looking up at the Capitol in almost disgust, and maybe it's because he can hear behind him also, because of his hearing, super hearing. He just looks disgusted at humanity at this point, man. And it's really, really telling, really touching, man. It looks like he's traveled for a while to get here, and this decision is definitely weighing on him. So by the time he actually walks inside, I mean, there's this last scene where he just kind of puts his head down. He closes his eyes, puts his head down, then after that, you see him walk inside of the actual courthouse, and there's people that look like that they're the survivors of the Battle of Metropolis, and there's one girl that actually has what looks like to be her arm is inside of a sling. I don't know if it is or not. It could be her hair. It looks like a sling to me, so I'm going to go with that. And then you have all these senators and politicians that are inside of the courthouse, and then Holly Hunter is right at the front. She's right at the first chair in the house, man. And then Superman walks through, and I'm going to go in detail a little bit more about this later on, because there's some really great symbolism, man, about what's going on here, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, because it gets crazy. It gets into the left field, and I don't know if you guys are ready for that. But some of you guys are, okay? Some of you guys are awake, all right? So after that, he walks through. He still has his head down. He's still disgusted at what he's hearing, and then he finally picks his head up. He still has the hair, which I talked about this before. I said, he should definitely shave his hair right here. But this is 2.5 years or 3 years after Man of Steel. He should have shaved his hair on his chest, Manscaped, but he didn't. There's still chest hair. We're not getting away and getting rid of that for some reason. That they're going with that. Maybe Zack Snyder said, you know what? Let's just keep it the same, okay? I'm actually drying off my phone, not drying off, but keeping it cool on some ice, because it keeps overheating, and without that, I don't have the internet. But anyway, that's what that noise was. So anyway, Superman is inside of there, and he's, about to face the court system, and then after that, you see the next scene is Ben Affleck actually running, Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne running through the city of Metropolis. And they show you a clip of him running prior to the incident that took place. And this incident is the battle between Superman and General Zod. And this is where General Zod gets his eyesight, his heat vision, okay, gets his vision. And once he gets his vision, he actually rips through. And I was wondering about this, because I said, how much vision, how much heat is going through his eyes, at what point does it stop? And what you see is this beam of light, this beam of heat, it literally rips through everything. It shreds the entire building. And as the building is coming down, you get to see it. It starts toppling. And that's where he was like, and he put his head up, and he went like that, and up and down. And that's what you get. And then after that, you can see them escaping. Now, he runs... now, when Superman, General Zod... how do you want to say? When General Zod... And it's hard to pause it on this one, but I'm going to try to. When Superman and General Zod finally, escape out of the building, he's on the phone with somebody. Bruce Wayne is at this point, okay? And what's really scary is that he yells something. At first it seems like stop, but then again I thought it said Todd. Think about that for a second, man. We'll move on. After that, you see a scene from Man of Steel where you get to see the pedestrians that we normally get to see, and that building starts to fall down that we saw in Man of Steel that we watched so many times. I told you I've watched Man of Steel, over 300 times, and I can't get enough of that movie, and I know what I'm looking at, man. It's beautiful how they crafted this. The next scene you see is Ben Affleck actually running into the 9/11, running into the Metropolis as it's beginning to crumble. And there's civilians running. There's cars that are actually caught in the debris, and he literally runs into the actual fog or debris. I guess you can see the debris fill, and it just engulfs him, man. It takes him all the way in. Now there's this other scene where he's shown hugging this little girl. Now this was shown during the behind the scenes or the leaked videos and leaked footage that was going on during the filming of this bad boy. And if you watched any of those videos on YouTube or the pictures, or you were on my Facebook page, if you were connected with me, you would be able to see that, and and you understand what's going on there immediately, because we know what happened there. But he's looking up. That's the most important thing, is he's not looking down on the ground. He's looking up. So he's still witnessing Superman and General Zod throwing each other around. And most likely during this scene, this is probably going to be the scene where General Zod says, there's only one way this ends. Either I die or you die. And that's what I think is going on right here. And also it could be them going back and forth where they were punching at that one point. And what happens is Zack Snyder takes the camera from an aerial position, and he's rotating it as the world of Bruce Wayne is literally beginning to turn and to crumble. And you just see him in the middle of the debris, and he's just embracing this little girl, man. And now this little girl could be somebody. How do you want to say it? Somebody important to him. It could be Catwoman. Who knows? I don't know inside of the DC comic universe. But where we're at right now, it says Wayne Financial. That's what I'm seeing on the sign. It says Wayne Financial. That's. They said it was a Wayne Enterprise building, but it just says Wayne Financial. I think it said Wayne Enterprises. So Superman has not only, and General Zod have not only, the Kryptonians, I guess you could say, the aliens, have not only destroyed Bruce Wayne's satellite, they actually destroyed, they actually destroyed his building. And now, now we understand why Superman has to pay for this. The next thing we see is this open field with a burned down building. Almost something out of Smallville, okay? And I really get excited about this because I don't really understand, not why they did this, but I just don't understand why they chose this after the ending of Smallville, and we know what happened to that manor. Now, obviously, that was a Lex Luthor manor inside of Smallville, but this one is still burned down in the exact same way as Smallville was, okay? And I don't know. I'm just saying. I know that. I'm just saying they're both human beings, so maybe there's a connection there. Who knows, man? And it looks like I'm gonna say Wayne Manor, but you never know. It could be something else. Anyway, we go inside of that burned down building, and then the transitional scene takes us into the Batcave. Now it looks like it's underground. It could be underneath that building. I don't know. Who knows? No one really knows. The thing that we have is, the next thing that we have inside of the actual Batcave is this news clipping that says, Wayne Tower devastated, dozens killed. And then after that, written in red, it says, you let your family die. Now, check this out. Now, this is, this is really interesting, man, because it's either that he's either reading a letter because there's actually right next to it, and I'm gonna take a screen cap of this and put it on my Facebook. But there's a letter that has a stamp on there, and the stamp has the squiggly lines over there. So it's not. I don't think it's him delivering the message. I think that it's him receiving a message, and the red letters written on there are either from, and I'm listen to this, are either from Lex Luthor. And I'm going to go so far as saying Clark Kent as of right now. And I'll get to that in a second. But Lex Luthor is obviously the obvious choice. And I don't know. It's just this thing right here. You let your family die. It shows the debris. And this is the scene where Superman and Lois make their first kiss. They get their first kiss. This is where General Zod, comes down and talks about, my soul, that is what you have taken from me. And then they collide, okay? That's the exact same scene right there. And then it says Wayne Tower devastated. So is it Wayne Tower only, or is it Wayne Tower plus the financial? Is it a whole bunch of Wayne Enterprise stuff? You never know. We'll have to find out. And then the next scene, he looks up, and he doesn't look like Bruce Wayne at this point. He actually looks like a crazy psycho lunatic, okay? And there's nothing else that you can do about that except look at it and just be scared. And then you hear Alfred, he's talking about, the fever, and that's how it starts. And then you see him doing CrossFit. You see Bruce, I'm dead serious. I'm not lying about this, man. This is CrossFit. This might have been how, Ben Affleck got ripped for the part. And, when I tell you he's ripped, man. There's some sort of weird piece of bone that is in his back, and I don't know if it's his rib cage. I don't know what it is, but it's sticking out. I guess it looks good. And then after that, you see how the rotation of the cylinder rotates and reveals the bat suit, and you actually see the bat suit, and that's that infamous scene that we see in the picture that we saw already in inside of the teaser trailer. That's what we saw, where you can see a reflection in the background of something hanging maybe, but he's looking and staring right there at that bat suit, and you're just sitting here like, this doesn't look good, man. And the bat suit, man, it looks scary. The music that's playing, it's very, very scary, man. And we're inside the Batcave. The next thing that we get to see, is that, and I got a couple of minutes, okay. The next thing that we get to see is Alfred, and Alfred, he looks a lot different, man. He still has glasses. It just, Jeremy Irons is he's really, tight, man. It looks like he's able to do some stuff, man. We see this, what I'm guessing is the scenes from Detroit, and then we see some cops that arrive on the scene. And these cops are probably, some rookie punk cops that have been called in about disturbances. And then we get to see this really amazing scene with this batarang that's stuck into the wall. And then, they you start seeing, I guess, the craziness that is going on inside of Bruce Wayne's head. And there's this guy that is actually chained up, and he's like a street punk. And then you see, which is torture, and it's a bat signal right there, a bat signal that is carved onto his not carved on, but burned onto his chest, and like someone lit it on fire and then put it on his chest and let it burn there. That he is the mark of the beast, pretty much, man. And we'll get into that, guys. I got to stop here. That's going to be 15. Go to part 2 if you want to listen, man, and I'm going to try to get some more lights on here. Right here. Thanks again for watching, and yeah, let me know what you thought about this Batman v Superman Comic-Con trailer. See you in the comment box.